Turn to pick.
Slada.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
Hello. Hello there. My name is Sun. Wow, that crowd really loves us. They're definitely real. Sunsfan here with Synderen. Main event. Synderman. Stop smiling. There's nothing to be happy about. This is IG versus Team Spirit. We have cast a ton of IG in the group stage. They were completely dominant. And we've cast a ton of Spirit throughout the entire year. And they have kind of had this... I mean, they had this underdog mentality the entire year, and they've just gotten better and better with each event.
Yeah, I think in many ways it's fair to say for all the teams at this event, that might be the team that's undergone the biggest growth from start to finish of the season. It's been really incredible to watch them. And a lot of the times when these young teams come into TI, it can be very daunting. It can be a scary, you know, the stakes are extremely high, but Spirit even started out with a bad beginning to the group stage, and they've just rallied behind, I'm not sure who they rallied behind, but whatever they did, it worked. Managing to get to the upper bracket was something I think a lot of people were not even expecting this team to be capable of, and they did it in one of the hardest ways by starting out with 2 losses. So it's been very, very impressive to watch. I think they have a lot of their, you know, trademark heroes in this game. Love playing aggressive style, having a lot of stuns in team fight. It's very classic for the Eastern European region to draft like this, and Team Spirit, I think compared to other teams in that region, are just more stable. They make less mistakes, they make more smart and big plays around the map, and largely a player I look to on this team is going to be Toronto Tokyo, and this game he's playing Invoker, so could definitely make it happen.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few beastly games from him in particular, so You heard what the draft panel had to say about the lineups. What are your thoughts going into this game number 1?
I think they pretty much hit the nail on the head. IG's early Tricore presence, if you want to call it that, with Slardar, Monkey King, Leshrac can be really powerful. These heroes work relatively well against BKB, at least 2 of them. Slardar, Monkey King can do a lot, and that is an item you would see a lot picked up against Lion and Leshrac, so you've kind of covered your bases that you don't get like completely shut out by one item. As far as Spirit's lineup goes, a little bit slower to build up. Invoker might need some time. He's obviously more than likely going to be played Quas Wex here. He already has Wex skilled, but Quas Wex Invoker kind of has, I'm not sure how to explain this, but if you think about his power curve, it's like really strong at level, let's say 7 to 12, then he falls off a little bit, and then he can come back later if he starts getting Exort points and starts getting some bigger items, but very, very late, both Morphling and Invoker with Elder Titan Natural Order should be able to pull this off.
Yeah, your prediction is looking very, very true with Elder Titan being so hotly contested, yet not banned as often as you would think, considering his ridiculous win rate of, I think they were saying 65% so far in this tournament.
61.5, yep, you're right.
Close enough. We round down in America.
Yes, actually.
NA.
You weren't listening earlier, as usual, so that was...
That's your style, please now, Cinder. This is the TI main stage. You got to take it very seriously. Okay, so top lane we have Fly and Kaka going to be dual laning. So it's going to be the position 1 Monkey King Cinder, which, you know, obviously we talked about how flexible this hero is. But having said that, it's been mostly position 4 in the group stage. So your thoughts going into this game with position 1 this time around?
I think the lane matchup here is pretty good. The one thing I'm a bit concerned for sometimes with carry Monkey King is that some lane matchups are just rough. Like you have a hero that's 100% based around getting multiple attacks in on the same target to really shine in lane. That's why some matchups that have attack speed slowing abilities like Jakiro or Venomancer with all the move speed slows, or these kind of heroes can make Monkey King's life absolutely miserable in lane. This one, however, Mars is not the biggest problem for him, nor is ET. So I do think from a laning perspective, Fly should be coming up to a good start here.
And mid lane, you already kind of mentioned Toronto Tokyo playing the Invoker versus Emo's Leshrac. Thoughts on the matchup from a hero-to-hero perspective?
I think it's pretty even. Invoker will usually try to win lanes against other int heroes by burning their mana with Tornado EP, but Leshrac should still be somewhat able to last it even if he's low on the mana. Quas Wex Invoker's base damage isn't the greatest. And of course, I would say the whole dynamic around Quas Wex mid-Invoker has changed with the addition of Water Runes. I just think it's easier to get that little bit of mana back that you would usually lose in the past, and then if you didn't find a Power Rune, you would be very stifled in lane. But nowadays, most heroes against Quas Wex Invoker will find decent farm here, and this is no exception. Emo currently top net worth. He's 15-5 against Toronto Tokyo.
Gonna see a spear top. Mr. Cinderman. Flyfly's gonna try to turn around to collapse, but it looks like everybody's gonna part ways right now. I'm sure a salve is coming for Flyfly. There we go. Has a balance strike still ready to go overall. But yeah, you're right. Emo 15-5, 13-3 for Toronto Tokyo. So actually relatively even considering it's the Quas Wex, which kind of surprising actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the heroes damage,
well, he's about to get a whole wave here, so maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not that close.
Emo's getting slightly more. I would say this is one of the better matchups for Invoker in lane, just because what you don't want to face is these heroes that either dominate you by playing aggressively or have way better last hit damage than you. Both of these heroes don't have the best base damages, but Invoker is actually slightly ahead of Leshrac in the beginning, so should be able to find a decent amount here. And Leshrac usually just responds by, you know, spell farming. Lightning Storm very good against these ranged heroes to secure range creeps and start building up toward that early bottle that Emo has already got. Bottle Magic Wand, rocking that in the mid lane. And bottom lane, I think this largely, for me, is actually the most interesting lane to watch in this game, just because Morphling is a very snowbally hero by nature in lane. If you get crushed in the early few levels, you can be slowed down a lot, but at the same time, against a lot of melee heroes, Morphling does very well, starts getting up those key levels and can just start trading with that early Morbid Mask that we see here from Yotaro, playing against Io and Slardar. So overall pretty even, but there's relatively high kill potential down here for IG onto the Bane, playing against heroes with high move speed, which you definitely get out of Sprint plus Tether. You can't really necessarily reset and get away even with a Nightmare cast.
Yeah, we have yet to get a first blood, which actually for this meta very uncommon. Typically you'll see something even during the bounty rune stage, the 0 minute mark, but Both teams playing a little passive here. As I say that, Yatoro going to get bashed by JT, but looks like he's going to be perfectly fine with, like you said, that Morbid Mask. Probably not a better hero to get it. Probably the only hero to get this early on is actually First Blood. Kaka is going to be taking out Mira in that top lane. So First Blood goes the way of IG.
This is such a great hero for Monkey King to lane with both Earth Spike and Hex leveled here for Kaka with 2-1-0 build. There's so much time for JT, or sorry, for Flyfly to get in those Jingu mastery attacks and then finish off the kill. So, yeah, nice for IG to find the First Blood there. I want to say this bottom lane, the IO starter, I think this is a lane that has had its ups and downs. There was a phase for, I want to say, 2 or 3 weeks in Europe especially, where this lane was played all the time. Definitely Insania on the draft panel, no stranger to this lane, as I believe it was Taiga and Boxy that were playing this quite a bit together as well for Team Liquid. They just come to mind just because that's the type of lane that that team like to play. It's very synergistic. There's a lot of like tandem plays you make. The heroes just complement each other very well. IO gives attack speed to Slardar, so you get the attacks in for Bash of the Deep. We might see Miposhka actually in trouble here. Yeah, probably gonna wake him up here is... All right, he's not going to pursue that.
Looks like he's perfectly fine, as expected, Synderen. Very good.
Caught up.
Very good. I mean, we don't see a lot of Bane these days, but actually, what is the reason for Bane this game in particular?
So what was the draft order? So they picked Bane third, and the heroes that they saw were Io and Lion, I think. Probably just protection. You know, it's a decent hero against a lot of the IO tether combinations. Sorry, we're just going to reset out here. Mira needs to be a little bit careful here, perhaps. There's the Hex mana coming in, and he is toast.
Indeed. Pulse Nova is there for Emo, and that's second kill of the game now for IG.
Yeah. But yeah, to finish off on the Bane thing, Team Spirit's like team ideology, or the way they play, Miposhka playing this hero is a very good way of ensuring Yatoro a good start in lane. So I think it's mainly for protection, and the feed script against a lot of Bane's or IO's targets, tether targets, can be nice.
See JT and Ollie beating the absolute crap down here against Yatoro and Miposhka. Yatoro, of course, extremely tanky. Miposhka has the Nightmare available, and as you can see, they're just going to trade sleeps here. But still, damage is done. Yatoro has to back off now and try to regain some HP.
They do have a salve. He's going to be healed up to full here, but
has his Falcon Blade now as well.
Small camp is going to spawn here. Yeah, Morphling, one of the better heroes against this lane, because if IO Starter don't kill you off fully here, you can just regen up easily. But now Kaka will make his way over as well. They're really looking to shut down Yatoro. Has found some pretty good starting farm though.
Flyfly able to jump his way out of the Tornado's path, but yeah, still no kills for Team Spirit as of yet. But they're gonna group up here a little bit towards the top lane, have the siege creep available for pushing potential. We'll see if IG tries to mitigate this in any way. Flyfly, all he can do is watch from above for now.
Yeah, Collapse is only level 5, so there's no Arena of Blood here for this potential teamfight that could break out here, but it looks like it's just going to be a tower trade. IG rotating down Emo to bottom, and obviously Leshrac with the classic 2-2-2-1 build, which we see almost every game currently, is going to be maxing out Edict most likely after this, but still makes very quick work of this tower when Edict comes up the second time, as Glyph was used on the first one. And maybe Spirit won't actually get this tower. They still have the siege creep alive. They'll get it in time.
Yeah, that thing has been alive for eons at this point. Flyfly. Oh, he's going to get speared in. Not sure he's going to get the vision here. EMP's there with the cold snap to follow. Flyfly gets off the boundless strike. Collapse just trying to follow behind him. The Tornado's going to be there, and he actually just blocks him in completely. Nicely done from Team Spirit. The spear actually finishes him off there, but will be a 1-for-1 in terms of the towers, but obviously position 1 death, pretty big deal for IG.
He's going to be returning to base here. Collapse ran completely out of resources. He's going to be heading out. Yatoro is now just going to be sitting close to this tier 2 tower bot and farming. You would imagine that IG could be looking to make a potential smoke move down there with Lion plus Lesh. Have plenty of magic damage burst against Yatoro if he's playing on that low strength, which is very common for Morphlings for the farming speed. And you see they snuck down a ward here earlier that just barely doesn't see Yatoro, but if he's trying to go right and look at that camp that JT just farmed, that could open up a move for them to cross down there. For now, Kaka will just be taking his level 6 in mid. Get Finger of Death, awesome ability against Morph. Once again, likes playing on low health, so you can find the kills very, very quickly.
Yep, if he can be sneaky enough. His Emo and Ollie already got done taking out a couple stacks of creeps in their triangle. Flyfly continuing to...
mid lane.
All right, got the Hex to start things out. Earth Spike to follow. Emo with the splitter. This should be a kill. There's JT support's coming though. Finger of Death, like you said, just takes him out in turn. But Yataro has made his rotation. This would be a really big kill, but that's the pig pull. Emo turns into a pig and lives. That is a very small percentage play, Synderen, as we have discussed many a time, but it worked.
It's a good point. The pig pull made no difference there. So happy you pointed that out. That you have
really glad to be here with you.
You have like a quota you need to meet every game. When there's a pig pull, you have to say, I don't know if you have some sort of a contractual obligation.
With who?
I don't know, some sort of company that makes bacon.
Well, I do like bacon. The EMP cold snap Kaka dead on his own cliff here. 3-2 advantage now for Team IG. And Emo looking at terms of, in terms of the net worth here, top of the charts. And his counterpart in Toronto Tokyo about 600 off, which if you were to ask me at the beginning of the game, I would say that's probably normal for the Quaswex versus Lesh anyway.
Yeah. Lesh just farms faster in the jungle, right? Like, even if you equalize in lane, Leshrac can always go to the jungle and farm with Pulse Nova, and he's playing with Io, which just makes things a lot better. You get that extra mana regen, you get the extra move speed to go from camp to camp. Now they're even going to bottle refill, Kaka TPing in for that. They're trying to make sure that Emo stays happy in this game. Has a tendency to pop off when he's given a good game like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Very uncharacteristic for his name, but
I mean, we've seen him pop off, but we've also seen him get a little too overconfident at times as well. So, but overall, compared to other mids, he's definitely one of the best in the world right now. As there's a Diabolic Edict,
a little bit.
Actually surprising to see that very little damage has been done to this tier 1 mid as a Lesh from Emo, but of course he's spending a lot of time in the jungle right now just getting that farm.
Yeah, and Team Spirit, they know how important this mid tower is, so they're going to be parking someone here. Elder Titan, one of the best heroes at doing this, actually. Just sitting in a lane, protecting the tower. You have so much range with Astral Spirit, and you just get the stomp off, and you stay very far back for safety. IG can't really catch this ET if he stands in a good position, unless they wrap around with some sort of smoke gank and use Monkey King from the trees or something like that. But Flyfly, uninterested. He's sitting top right now, farming up his Echo Saber. An item that's become very, very popular on many melee carries lately, but Monkey King has always been one of the staples. When this item wasn't even very good, Monkey would buy it.
He's not a hipster. He started the trend, if anything, right?
Yeah.
Monkey King has got it all under control.
And it just makes so much sense, right? It's a hero that is all about those right clicks for getting up the Jingu stacks and getting the powerful Boundless Strike in.
Yeah.
Echo Saber, one of the fastest ways of getting 4 attacks you could possibly get. Later on, they're also going to be tethering him for Overcharge.
Yep.
So 3 good friends for Io this game. I love to see that in Io drafts. I think it's very cool when Io doesn't just have one partner like Tiny, but where there's other heroes you can tether to, because it opens up different plays on the map that you can make with different players, while others might have other objectives in the game, whether it's pushing a tower or farming jungle. And if your primary target dies, you're not like lost in the fight. Like, let's say you're tethered to Monkey and Monkey dies, suddenly you can tether the Lesh, and that's also amazing, or the Slardart.
Oh, we're going to see a smoke here from Team Spirit. So Spirit Vessel, I believe, is complete on Toronto Tokyo, which is obviously really good against Io. Collapse not quite done with his Blink Dagger. We'll get to that in just a moment. Kaka might be the one to tank the gank here. And something tells me he's not getting out of this one, Synderen.
Almost.
And the crowd goes wild. But Collapse, like I talked about, I want to say that this guy during the, I believe it was the Animator, I would consider him the MVP of Team Spirit. He was, especially on Mars, an absolute god. Now Mars as a hero has kind of dropped off a bit in terms of the pick rate, but we're going to see him get the Blink Dagger as it's being delivered now, so expect some plays to come.
Yeah, I think just anecdotally, without knowing the exact stats for the tournament, for me it feels like the primary teams that have been playing Mars have been Team Spirit and Vici Gaming. And a little bit of IG as well, I do believe, on JT. So it's primarily been the Chinese teams as well as the Radiant team in this game. Makes a lot of sense that the hero was rated relatively highly in the draft for that reason, because it is a contested hero for the other team as well. IG looking to try to get their first tier 2 tower of the game while Spirit are mid. Was that a cancel TP? I think it was. Oh, Mira.
Wukong's command, and that is going to be an easy kill onto Mira in the bot lane as the tier 1 falls mid. Stuck inside his Wukong's command for now, Toronto Tokyo. Gonna get gone onto Sarwith from JT to get slept initially. There's the Collapse ult, comes in with 3 inside. Yataro and company trying to clean up. Ollie's gonna be the first to fall here, along with Emo. JT showing off that Blink Dagger, so he will be safe, but 2 big kills for Spirit.
He got slowed by
He's not safe, Synderen. Why did you say that?
Stop
JT,
lying to the audience.
He's fine, I said it.
Oh, more play.
Wait. Adaptive strike.
For
I told you, Synderen. Why do you question me?
Oh, you're so good at this game. You knew.
Radiant's middle
Oh
tower
man,
is under
so
attack.
good. And the crowd continues to go wild. So shout out to everybody that is cheering in game. We're still waiting on Twitch to approve the extension update that allows Twitch viewers to
Twitch people.
to cheer on stream. You know, maybe if somebody's watching from Twitch, you could approve that at some point. It's not like this is the biggest event of all time or anything. So Emo and Ollie in the triangle. See if they're going to try for a smoke here, but Emo's death quite costly because he was top net worth, but now you can see that it's not the case anymore.
Yeah, looking great for Yatoro now, finishing off the Asha, of course, building now into E-Blade. They have an enormous amount of magic damage between their heroes. Natural Order. Man, Tsunami really screwed me over earlier when he said Astral Order. Well, he actually got me.
Deception, yeah.
So Natural Order, you've got the E-Blade together with Invoker's spells. Oh, JT will run away.
That's a lot of mana drain from that EMP. As Kaka and company are here. Finger of Death. Oh, the Nightmare save! Miro will still die, so not as exciting as it may sound, but 2 dead.
But it
for
looked
Team
cool.
Spirit. It did look cool.
And
That's a
that is more
highlight.
important than winning.
If you have a highlight of that, don't show the end portion, and it looks really epic.
Cut it up immediately. Wow.
Absolutely, and look at this.
Well,
Emo
finger stack. It could make a difference.
stealing a bunch of creeps in the triangle center. This is a huge deal. All right, maybe not that big. It's still a double stack of Ancients available. Yataro, Wukong's command, fly, spot the bell. JT coming in as well. And there's a relocate. Huge kill onto Yataro, who was and still is for now the top net worth in the game.
Yep, ahead by a whopping 13 gold over Leshrac. See if Emo can find literally any creep except a garbage kobold.
How
Then
dare
he
you? I
will
love the
overtake.
Kobold. Best model of any neutral in the game. Look at him.
The best model of any neutral in the game is the Black Dragon Goofy.
I mean, it depends on your perspective.
There's no Black
Depends on
Dragons
what you're looking
available
for
right now, so we can't show that. But
It's too
I'm
bad.
sure they'll spawn later.
So in terms of pace, obviously, I mean, if you just look at the net worth right now, 2K lead for IG. I mean, coming into this game, a lot of people are expecting IG to take this series. Team Spirit still, it feels like they're always the underdog, and even after like great performances where they upset, they're still continuing to be the underdog for whatever reason. But I'm assuming you're thinking IG will take this series in the end.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you're going to be hard pressed to find a lot of people that have Team Spirit favored. Oh, Kaka. Kaka's dead.
Makoshka is
Oh.
in the vicinity.
Yes.
Echo Soft is there. Spear into the trees, and down he goes.
Pretty big rotation from Spirit to find a lonesome position 4 there in the bottom lane. Effectively just the rest of the map being farmed up very nicely here by IG. All of their cores active around both the top bottom jungle of their own side as well as Leshrac pushing out that mid lane. So this could open up for a potential move for IG. You see them drawing an arrow
Radiant's
into the
middle
enemy
tower is
triangle,
under
so it looks
attack.
like that's the next plan from Kaka here. He wants to maybe smoke. Of course, has the one key item that Lion wants in every game with that Blink Dagger, so can very easily initiate for the team as long as they have vision.
Yeah, and BKB just picked
JT.
up by Fly.
I think they saw him here. They see him.
Yeah,
He has the
smoke
ward though on the
pops,
high ground.
links to safety. Looks like he's fine.
Yep, gets
So
out
BKB
nicely.
on Fly as he actually has the Oblivion staff, so actually hasn't finished anything with that yet. Changed his mind considering how the game is going at the moment.
No, he disassembled it to make BKB something.
But that's right. That's exactly what happened.
That is what happens when you look away for a moment.
That's right.
The game gets patched 7 times, and you can do that.
Yeah, very, very true. Another important item, Cinder in Toronto, Tokyo picks up the Midas, which this is pretty much the standard build from Invokers these days, as Roche is going to be attempted.
Yeah, I like this.
Absolute. This is against a Slardar lineup, so if you can take it away from them, then all the power to you.
Double damage morph with Alacrity. Oh, what's not to love?
Well, they're going to get the first Roche of the game, the first Roche of TI-10 main stage, in fact.
Yep.
As bottom lane, IG doing considerable amount of damage to this tier 2, and I would like to think that Spirit just lets it go.
IG take the first tier 2 tower of this TI-10 main event.
Are we just going to say that for everything?
IG are taking the first outpost of this TI-10 main event.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I thought you were going to keep going. Sorry. I just
Why would I? They
let it
didn't say
open up.
anything else.
Radiant's
Okay.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yataro damaging the top tier 2 for the first time in this TI main event.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Let's see if they actually give this one up. IG doesn't look like they're looking to come here. They do pop the fort, though. And Spirit continuing to stay in the area. You can see most of IG in the bottom jungle right now. As the game is extremely even. Obviously, Aegis in tow for Yatoro here. Can't go through that backdoor protection.
Starting to push out this top wave, and looks like IG are not interested in defending, which means in all likelihood Team Spirit will take the second tier 2 tower of the TI-10 main event. And it will be going to Yatoro or the creep wave. It is Yatoro.
You could have said the first one for the Radiant.
That's actually true. Oh,
JT, yep, jumping collapse for now. Collapse.
BKB yet.
You're gonna get stunned. Ollie's trying to heal him to a high degree, but there's the Mars Arena blocking him off completely. He's just gonna die within his own arena. So 1-for-1 for Kaka. And we'll see if Spirit want to continue to fight here, despite not having that big crush by JT onto 2. But there's the E-Blade being shown from Yatoro. Flyfly jumping on top of Toronto Tokyo, but there, Yatoro doing some nice damage to Flyfly. He pops his BKB. It looks like Toronto Tokyo is donezo. Flyfly in the meantime looking to re-pursue here. Looks like the Elder Titan is next on the list. So a 3-for-1 after a really good initiation from JT. E-Blade still not enough to get a kill here for Yatoro. Definitely has to be careful, but...
You see the awesome synergy there between Slaughter and Monkey King. This is a nasty late game composition as well. We're not truly in the late game just yet. I would rather call this the later portion of the mid game, but already you get Corrosive Haze on the target. Monkey King pops BKB, has the Echo Saber ready, and very quickly gets the hits in, and then that Boundless Strike. It really hurts. We're going to see it in a moment here in this replay. I think it's about 20 seconds after this. So looking to be a decent opener for Spirit. They get the grip off. Obviously gets cancelled here by Flyfly. And while Kaka does die, it still means big cooldowns have been expended by the Radiant here. No Earth Splitter, no grip, and that gives JT the confidence to go in. And pay attention to Toronto Tokyo here. So nice back off there from JT, and then they jump in the Monkey King. It's attempt from Yatoro turning into Monkey for the stun, but watch this Boundless. So insanely much damage. Basically killed off Invoker from 2/3 in 1 second. And they're going to need to find solutions for that. So Toronto Tokyo is buying a BKB. You could imagine potentially a Lotus Orb would be somewhere in the future for the Radiant. But all of them just getting BKBs really, except Morph getting the Manta style. So yeah. Mars also queuing up BKB. Potentially could have been a Halberd game, but they value that magic immunity very, very high against especially Lion and Leshrac.
Oh, DD Road, not going to be denied. Emo picks it up, pops that BKB. Toronto Tokyo might be the sacrifice for Team Spirit. He's just going to get taken down thanks to that Pulse Nova. Finger of Death used now, collapse. He's going to take the brunt of the damage. That's going to be 2 quick kills for IG. Make it 3 now, as this is starting to get in control of IG overall in this game, despite not having the Aegis. I mean, that's the fact that Team Spirit has not been able to use this Aegis to really any effect is really unfortunate for them.
It is worrisome for Spirit how hard a time they have counter-initiating. It's also worrisome that...
Continuing the onslaught here. Nice Force Staff Mira. He's just going to get chased, though. They have so much health regen thanks to Ollie. That is going to be another easy kill for IG. Might be a turnaround here. Yatoro forcing the BKB out of JT at the very least. Now see if they can regroup here, but it feels like just dominoes falling 1 by 1 in the last minute or so.
For sure. Yeah, with the BKB on Slaughter and Monkey King, what happens in these fights effectively is IG, when they have superior vision, they just jump and go. And the Radiant, what response do you have to BKBs? You literally have Fiend's Grip on your position 5 Bane. If he gets stopped by anything, you have anywhere between 6 and 9 seconds just ready to roll for these cores. And it's because of the amount of burst damage that they have, Team Spirit are almost guaranteed to lose a key hero in that in those initial few seconds. Leshrac also with the BKB, of course, should mention that one, so... Yeah, it's problematic for Spirit. I think the saving grace for them later can be Invoker becomes amazing when BKBs get low. So when all of them drop to 6, maybe you can stay alive just long enough to get all of that control out. Tornado and Ice Wall. Ice Wall awesome against both Monkey King and Slaughter.
Yeah, and this, I mean, next Roche is not spawning anytime soon, but this is, the second Roche is going to decide the game, I feel like. If IG is able to secure it, it's going to be super hard for Spirit to actually come back into this game. And they obviously take it really fast.
Not going into the triangle. They know this is coming from IG. And in the meantime, Toronto Tokyo. This is something we saw him do a lot at the Animator.
Yeah.
Playing these side lanes alone on the opposite side of the map. Even on heroes that aren't necessarily very good at it, he would still find a way to do it. In this game, Boswix Invoker good at this. Oh,
collapse.
No. Getting collapsed
pursuing.
On.
All right,
good.
Blink TP. Looks like he's fine.
All right.
Yeah, Sprint was offline for a moment there for JT, so couldn't close the gap, as it were. And Toronto Tokyo forcing out TPs like you said. So, I mean, realizing that they're behind, it's not an insurmountable lead for or against IG, but still split pushing, forcing the TPs out, expending some resources, getting them on the other side of the map. You can see the heat map for Toronto Tokyo.
Wow.
Obviously, the red portion is mostly the laning stage, I would assume, but starting to spread the wealth to some degree. Yeah, we have 3 BKBs right now on IG and only 1 so far for Spirit. As Toronto Tokyo still working on his. Is it on the way? Let's see. Oh, he still needs like 700 gold to actually finish it, so dropping off the farm despite having that Midas.
Poshka's thinking about this. It is a really hard angle. Oh, they're going to get backstabbed as well. Kaka finds Yatoro.
He gets off the morph though. Nice dodge with that BKB from JT. They're just going to apply all their pressure to Yatoro. Still stuck inside this Wukong's command, but he's going to be good to go. And now Team Spirit likely on the retreat. Get up a nice tornado to slow things up, and a finger of death. They're going to find at least one. Does IG.
You should be happy if you're Spirit that
Absolutely.
That was the worst. That could have gone so much worse. Yatoro got off a clutch E-Blade right before the 4th hit from Slardar for that bash. And they do manage to get out basically everyone here, except Mira, catching his 7th death. Has as many deaths as his team has kills.
That's usually not a good sign.
Absolutely not, and especially he's ET, right? But they're doing a really good job on IG of just finding him in these fights. ET can often stand very, very far behind the fights, but Monkey King and Slardar just have his number, and they have the number of Crush
as well. Poshka trying to get saved by Toronto Tokyo, but it's not going to happen. Kaka jumps in with the Hex into the double impale. Fly gets off his beautiful right clicks. Double kill for Fly. And Team Spirit are starting to crumble, Cinder, and Collapse is going to take it out in turn. Tier 1 tower to follow. 6K network lead, and it's only growing from here.
Yep.
And Roche
now
will
it's
be
7K.
Relatively shortly. Would you like to count the numbers with me?
Did you grow up on Sesame Street?
Not really.
You don't
Big
know the
Bird really scared me.
You don't know the counting song, I'm assuming.
I don't know how to count.
I don't actually think it goes to 7. They start out with the easy course first.
That's not helpful.
No, I know.
No wonder America's screwed. Emo here has the Diabolic Edict going. It's going to force out the fortification. And it looks like this is going to be another tower going the way of Team Spirit, or Team IG, I should say. And I think at this point, they're probably just waiting for Roche. Yeah, so just keep it up, Cinder. You're doing great.
Yep, they're getting a bounty run. Is this 9K?
It's going to be close, I'm sure. We're going to see the replay here.
It's 9K.
Yeah, good attempt from Toronto Tokyo to save his comrade there, but you can see the Kaka initiation with the nice stun from Kaka onto 2 there as well.
Speaking of 9K, a little bit of trivia. Do you know who was the first player in the world to get 9K MMR?
Miracle?
Yes. Do you know who played against him in the game he got 9K?
Cinderin.
Yes, correct.
All right, that was pretty easy, actually.
I know.
Thank you.
That's my main contribution to Pub Dota. Boosting the confidence of others. It's very good.
Appreciate that. Antaro. Nice. Emo and Ollie hooked up right now and transporting themselves to another dimension, it seems. So 8K net worth lead for IG. They're just waiting for this second Roche, and if they're able to get it, you can see Toronto Tokyo trying to scout it out, but just spawned right afterwards. Oh man, that is actually really unlucky, but then again, it was pretty late into the timer for Roche regardless. So they just need JT in the vicinity, and they can take that super duper fast. This is going to be the Aegis and Shard this time around, Cinderin.
Now it's time for your favorite question.
Yes.
Cinderin, who should they give the Shard to?
It's going to be Emo. We can be pretty sure of this. Flyflies is pretty decent, but I don't really see it that often picked up.
Damn.
There we go.
There it is. The first shard of the TI main stage goes to Emo.
And that is
great call, Suns fan.
The split earth that just creates bigger split earths in a delay. Very nice. Usually really good for high ground defense, but something tells me IG's not going to need it specifically for that. if the game continues to go in this trajectory.
It's really nice zone control, and you look at their lineup, they have so many stuns that they can likely get off the double value on a single target, right? If you get, let's say, Lion Hex into Split Earth, then you can Earth Spike, and then you can Slaughter Stun, and then the second Split Earth proc will come in again. You even have Boundless as well, so very, very nice. Honestly, I wouldn't have blamed them if they put the Shard onto Io. This is a really good game for that, considering what friends he has here. But we are opting to put it on the core first. Emo.
That must make you really sad as a support player to see that.
I like to see the success of others.
Echo Stomp.
Oh, good heal.
Not gonna hit because of Tornado here. Collapse gets a nice spear into the tower. Actually blows up Emo. And now the beautiful Mars Arena onto 2. Buyback's still available if he wants to use it, but Toronto Tokyo takes a lot of damage, able to force that to safety thanks to this Earth Square coming out. Ollie, that's a triple kill for Yataro. Luckily for IG, one gets out. And Kaka, all right, Glimmer. I think they spotted him though. They're gonna try to chase Kaka here.
4 different colored pings around his body.
E-Blade not able to finish him off in style with the Sunstrike. All right.
No,
oh my God, Kaka, are you serious? He gets out after all that.
Damn.
Either way, great defense from Team Spirit. Obviously, Aegis was not on Emo.
Yeah,
Questionable.
Exactly. It's a bit questionable to maybe have him push that tower without the Aegis. You could have let Monkey King do this with the Desolator and the IO behind for protection, but they were just not expecting this play. Super well set up there. Collapse going for that high-value spear, and the follow-up arena is just as good. And that was about a 3k gold swing. They still don't claim the Aegis, though. Back to life. Kaka is asleep. Now he's awake. And that was really exciting.
Thank you.
And now it's over.
Can we get a highlight of that? First terrible highlight of the game, as Scotty is now picked up for Fly, so he is hitting critical mass here pretty soon, Cinder, and he is mega farmed overall. But I mean, on the other side, Yataro still top of the net worth. He has actually got the Titan Sliver drop as well from the jungle, so
very good for Mark.
One of the best heroes in the game for that, no doubt. So he has the Manta BKB and E-Blade going for, I would assume, Scotty next. Yeah, it looks like it is. But 6k net worth lead for IG overall right now, still with the Aegis in tow.
This is a big movement. They have the smoke coming out. Relocate is available from bottom.
Tokyo gets initiated on by JP. They are going to destroy him. Does have buyback, though.
Okay.
But a nice pick off for IG. And still with about a minute and a half to go on the Aegis, so obviously want to use it in some capacity here.
It's important for Spirit to not get cornered here. They do have a good ward seeing this movement in from Fly, but he can be as confident as he wants. There's no way they kill him twice.
Yeah, they see him, and there's the crush to cancel the TP. Echo Stomps can be canceled as well, so a second freebie.
Kaka trying to get the courier.
For IG.
And he won't. Uses that shield. Someone at Valve was really thinking hard about what to call this invincibility ability of the courier, and after a lot of deliberation, they ended up with shield. I think very good.
I think it's a solid choice.
Very good choice. It's up there together with bash and amplify damage as very good descriptive names for abilities.
I miss those, actually.
I like amplify damage, honestly.
I agree.
I think
now it's corrosive haze.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Viper skill, honestly.
It really does, actually.
And calling it out, he corrosive hazes them does not sound super hype, I'm not going to lie. But then again, amplified damage had that same issue, so whatever.
It was nicely descriptive, though. You kind of knew what you were going to get.
Very true. Fly and company. Kaka gets off the Hex. Miposhka's in the vicinity, has the Nightmare available, but Yataro taking a ton of damage. Has E-Blade himself here. Tornado gets Yuled, and it looks like he's just going to drop inside the Wukong's command. Has buyback. Miposhka gets jumped. Double kill for Fly. And with this, IG will try to force out these 2 buybacks that Spirits still have. That's one, and that's not the important one. Keep in mind, Aegis is running out soon.
A little bit of a life pro skill here, showcased by Fly. If you're ever in trouble in real life, make sure you turn into a banana. Then nothing can happen to you.
That's a great life advice.
Yes, you're welcome. Probably a 5-minute crafts video about that somewhere, I'm sure.
I'm sure. And everything's on the internet, or so I'm told.
Okay.
Oh, we got the Earth Flare coming out. And Collapse with the initiation. Buyback from Yataro as well. Can they take out Fly? Absolutely. And inside the Mars Arena are 3, but the BKB allows Emo to run out safely and TP to base. Kaka again gets out. So only finding one, but still an important kill.
It's a couple of really good defensive play calls here from Collapse. Again, finding that setup on the Monkey King as the Aegis expired. But the problem is you had to buy back your Morph, or did you, right? Like maybe that could have even worked without the Morph buyback, but it's like an impossible judgment call to make in the moment, so you will generally see the core buy back there.
Yeah.
But it makes that win a lot more bittersweet, because you have an opening now for IG to win the game flat out by just killing the Morphling one more time now. And you're not going to be able to get anything meaningful in this minute that the Monkey King is still dead. There's no Roche. All of your waves were pushed pretty far, so you need to just spend this time putting out fires across the map so that you can start maybe finding a move when all the enemy team is alive again.
Radiant
There is a DD top, and there is a Morphling in the game.
Yeah,
Quite possibly
True.
the best hero to have a double damage on, or one of them at the very least. Has a Scotty, now does Yotaro, so obviously not saving for buyback at this point since he does not possess one.
Yep. That's why buy all out. He gets the
Unfortunately
bottle.
for Team Spirit, they're not able to force any buybacks from Fly. That would have been pretty big, but pretty risky as well.
This is, I'm not going to call it a Hail Mary move, but it's likely to decide the game here from Team Spirit. If this move fails and Morph dies, things are looking very grim. They will... I like it from them, though. You've got to take this kind of initiative if you want to make a comeback and win this game eventually. You can't just sit back and play chicken for 8 minutes. So they will see if they can find an invasive move into the enemy triangle.
The Poshka is the frontliner
looking
here.
good.
Smoke is popped.
Oh, Emo jumps straight in.
Jumps in. He's getting decimated, but there's a save from Ollie for now. But no, there's too much damage to withstand. He does not have buyback.
Oh, the
JP
spear.
is next on the list. Double kill for Yotaro. As it looks like Fly with the BKB will get out of dodge, but a triple kill now for the Morphling. And nice arena from Collapse. They find Fly. This will be an enormous kill. He turns into Monkey King for just a moment. Ultra kill Yotaro. What a turnaround from Team Spirit. And they get a rampage. Yotaro, beast mode enabled at TI-10.
Okay.
Dire's bottom
That is 2 buybacks, and they're going for buildings
Want to
here.
win now.
Holy Gaben. They're going through. That's Alacrity onto Yotaro. They force the fortification.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Remember, 2 of these core heroes do not have buyback for IG right now. They use the last one remaining. That is a tier 4 tower. See if they can actually defend. Kaka actually just fingers Collapse to death, but he buys back into the game. We'll be back shortly. Alacrity again onto the Morphling. Going for the tier 4 tower. This will be an enormous turnaround for Team Spirit. Boundless Strike from afar. They're just waiting as long as possible for their Leshrac to come back. 15 seconds for him. That's so far away. Fly just getting kited from afar. Yotaro continuing to hit the Ancient. They might be backing up though. Nope, he pops the BKB. Going back in with the Alacrity. Going